Hey, it's one of the biggest nights in music, the MTV Video Music Awards. They're airing this Sunday at 8 o'clock on WBZ TV, being hosted by LL Cool J. Our Joe Weil spoke with MTV correspondent Dometi Pongo about the big night.
LL Cool J is hosting this magnificent event. How exciting is it for you that he's the man that's been tapped to host this wonderful night?
Bruh, I have to pinch myself sometimes when I think about being able, we grew up watching MTV, right? And we think about those artists that have helped shape not only this network, but shaped hip hop. LL Cool J is one of those artists. He actually has a documentary on Paramount Plus called Hip Hop Was Born Here, where he talks about the origins of hip hop. So to see him go from being an artist to being an actor and now taking the stage as a documentary host and a host on music's biggest night, it's iconic, man. I'm just glad to have a chance to be in the building, man. I've been doing the VMAs since 2019, and this all has been a dream come true. So this is going to be a history-making year this year.
And Dometi, there's so many hip-hop legends that are going to be in the building, and one of those legends, Busta Rhymes, he'll receive the MTV VMA Rock the Bells Visionary Award, and then on top of that, Ricky Martin, he'll be honored with the Latin Icon Award. What kind of reception do you think they're going to receive?
Let me tell you, I think, and I will hang my hat on this, you can fight me on Twitter at Dometi if you don't agree, but I think Busta Rhymes is one of the top 5 performers of all time in any category. And in hip hop, he is #1. So I believe that performance, whether it's the tricks that he does with Spliff Star, the way he uses vocal inflections, the number of hits that he has, the effort and time that he puts into his creative art form, not only in visuals, but on his stage performance, is going to be, bar none, one of the highlights of the evening. And then Ricky Martin, it's a way to honor Latin music, right? We're seeing this explosion in the Latin music scene, whether it's the success of artists like Bad Bunny or regional music artists like Mexican artists Peso Pluma, who have really helped to shape this genre and introduce the Western world to music that has been dominating, the global landscape for so long. I think they're both going to be received very well Sunday night.
And Mariah Carey, she's being honored with the Video Vanguard Award too, and she's going to be performing at the VMAs for the first time in 20 years. How significant do you think that is?
First of all, to have an artist that has been in the game for 2 decades and still hasn't missed a beat, voice has never cracked in every live performance that we have ever seen, it's going to be special to get a chance to hear her live. And I think sometimes it's not until, artists pass on that we truly appreciate who they are. So to get a chance to honor Mariah Carey and get a chance to experience her artistry one Sunday night is going to be special. And speaking of artists who have passed on, we are also honoring Ozzy Osbourne. Aerosmith is going to be doing a tribute performance to Ozzy. And so this is one of those nights where we take music's great, we celebrate the culture of music in a time where, everything is so fleeting, where a lot of TikTok songs, take shape, which is all fine. We love viral hits, but there are also artists who have created songs that stand the test of time. And artists like Aerosmith and Mariah Carey exemplify that. And so them having that platform on Sunday night is going to be monumental.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it. And it's so cool that this is all going to be airing on CBS on Sunday. Who are some of the other performers, Dometi, that we can expect tonight or on Sunday?
Yeah, also Somber's performing, Tate McRae's performing. Who I'm looking forward to is Sabrina Carpenter, who is actually an amazing live performer. If you haven't seen her yet, she's going to be, taking the stage. And Doja Cat always gives us something to talk about. Something I love about Doja Cat and her performances. There are certain artists who, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be a moment that we latch on to that is going to either go viral on our feeds, that is going to really wake us up. Doja Cat is one of those artists. Lady Gaga, who is leading the pack in nominations, is also one of those artists. But I'm really excited to see Doja and Sabrina take the stage. But also Busta and Mariah Carey and all those folks we named before, too.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic show. And once again, so cool that you're going to be a part of it again. I wanted to ask about the personal side for you. Just growing up as a kid from Chicago, getting a chance to be around so many icons on this specific night. How cool is this for you, year in, year out?
You know what, man? I didn't even have cable growing up. I used to go across the street to my guy DeMarco's house and try to sneak a glimpse at his cable TV to watch MTV. So to go from not even being able to watch this network at home to being front row at this iconic award show, it really is a dream come true, man. Being from the South Side of Chicago and then moving to New York to chase this dream and it actually working out and getting to breathe the same air as the people who have inspired me. It's a dream come true, man. It's a blessing. So I'm excited to share that, and I'm excited to share that with the viewers, to allow them to experience what we all experience and what we all hope to see, which is just this love and appreciation for music. It's a special thing for me.
And you're a veteran at this point, but I do want to ask you, what was the first time you truly felt starstruck when you were around somebody at this event?
Oh, that is a great question. Man, who had me starstruck? You know what? There were so many moments. Surprising enough, man, when I met Rick Ross, some people just have aura. I didn't think that Rick Ross would really get me because, he's a rapper. I love his music. But that man has swag to the moon. When I met him at the 2019 VMAs, that was special. It was, who else can I name? I saw Rihanna at one of these award shows. Just aura. Dang, that's a good one. I got to think on that, man. I think I get starstruck for a lot of folks, but I'm going to go with Rick Ross and Rihanna. Those are two who really got me.